Hi, it's Diane from the Alfred Group. So I voted this morning, got my wristband, and it prompted me to think about my responsibilities and our responsibilities as engaged citizens and voters. And of course, that got me thinking about our responsibilities as engaged partners, whether we're in a corporate environment or a social sector environment or something in between. And we all know that the secret to a successful corporate social sector partnership is for each partner to be simultaneously self-centered and focused on the other. We've been talking for decades about win-win relationships and shared value and concepts and practices related to those. And yet, so many partnerships still suffer from behavior that belies leaders' understanding of what actually works. To that end, I've got three big failings that I see no matter which sectors we're talking about in forming and sustaining partnerships. First is not centering the target audiences. I still read a lot of proposals from well-meaning, extremely sophisticated fundraisers who spend a lot of time pitching recognition that is unlikely to be seen or cared about by the partnership's intended target audiences. And in turn, I see a lot of corporate executives, also very sophisticated, who are not only signing on for that, but also asking for it. To be clear, I'm not knocking recognition. I'm knocking us forgetting that audiences and impact are really the only assets that we have when we're looking to exchange value. They're tremendous assets, but the partnership and activities and benefits have to start from what the audiences will actually care about and the impact we aim to create, not starting with what we or our partners have to offer in a vacuum without really taking into consideration the bigger game and whose ears we are aiming or eyes we are aiming to reach. Number two, the second mistake is not measuring or poorly measuring the impact of the partnership in terms of what the partners really want to accomplish. Folks I talk to so often are either not measuring what really matters or they're suffering from analysis paralysis. I've been there, trying to measure everything. I still go back to a conversation I had with a corporate partner many years ago in the early aughts who said, if the organizations I support would just tack an index card to their cubicle wall or their office wall that says my top 3 objectives, and then whenever they called me or talked about renewing my partnership or talked about any plans for our partnership, if they would look at that index card and remember what I'm trying to accomplish, I'd be thrilled. He said, I don't believe that we are paying enough attention to what results we're actually trying to drive. We're just busy, we're just doing things. And so while his index card example may be a bit dated, we certainly have better apps than index cards nowadays. The 3 big objectives he spoke about, that idea stands. What we're aiming to do, what types of measures will help us determine if we're doing it well, and how we'll ultimately know what we've accomplished and how we should adjust that to accomplish more. That's what we need to do. And we don't need to make it overly complicated, but we do need to do it. It's both partners' responsibility to decide what and how to measure, and we're going to do so. Number 3, the last mistake is wasting resources by not connecting areas of complementary partnership activity. Silos are nobody's favorite topic, but they should be something that we're talking about more in context of partnerships than I currently hear us talking about, because so much extra value lives in the cracks between departments. In a company, if the CSR team is not talking to HR or the philanthropy team is not talking to the marketing team, no question we're losing opportunities and we're losing potential value. Certainly there are a few industries, I think of financial services or pharmaceutical, where yes, there are some firewalls that need to be in place. But most industries and most companies can make their dollars work harder by finding those connection points across different types of investments. And of course, their social sector partners can do the same by breaking down walls in their organizations to help partners drive more value, which will in turn drive more impact for all. And really, whether we're voting or partnering or all of the above, those are things that we definitely want to accomplish. Impact is the thing. Thanks.